Welcome to Triangle BNI. Today's show is brought to you by Simply Done Concierge. Mary and her team at Simply Done Concierge are there to help you be in multiple places at once. So if you got a busy schedule with a lot of errands to run or meal prep, packing to move, unpacking from a move, anything like that, her team can help. Go to simplydoneconcierge.com. Fill in we'll ask you a couple questions on how we can help, and I know you'll be very happy with the service you get to make your day better and more efficient. Hi, everybody. My name is Mike Manning. Each week on Triangle BNI, we bring you a local small business success story. If you are not familiar with BNI, it is Business Networking International, the world's largest networking organization. Our little slice of heaven here in the Triangle, Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, and the surrounding towns. Each week, 32 chapters, about 600 members get together, and we help each other grow our business. And normally I introduce you to a guest who is a local small business owner, but we had some scheduling conflicts. So you get me this morning, which I'm happy about. Always like coming here on Mondays and chatting and sharing some nuggets and funny stories. So wanted to talk about kind of the last stuff I've been through the last month. I've got a business partner, Justin, and we purchased a carpet cleaning company in Raleigh, and the business has been around 25 years, good reputation, good equipment, good numbers and everything. And we purchased that on January 5th. But here is what I've learned. So if you have a business, you're thinking about starting a business, or you know somebody that is in the process of doing that or wanting to do that, here's some of the things I've learned along the way that I want to share. And it's basically called Go Find Your Experts. So with the business, I am along with part owner, the chief operating officer. So I handle all the day-to-day stuff. We inherited a truck, 2 trucks, and a wonderful employee named Shane. And so I get to manage that, manage the books, do payroll, and help grow the business, which I'm very excited to do. Looking forward to this. And so, but I had to learn a few things. First of all, if you listen to the show for a while, technology, not really my friend. I know as the older I get, the more I learn what I can't do, but more importantly, what I just don't want to do. Like I come to Amnon's studio every week and I sit down, he pushes play and I start talking. Would not be any easier for me or more efficient for the show is that I get somebody, my expert is Amnon, who produces everything. He knows where all the buttons are. He knows what they do. Could I do this at home? Yeah. It would be a Zoom interview. I'd be in my closet doing that for the audio part of it, so you wouldn't hear a lot of echoes and things like that, but it wouldn't be anywhere near as good. So when you're looking to get something done, do you know you should be calling an expert? For financial advisors, we usually call somebody. For insurance people, we usually call somebody. For mechanics, don't always call somebody, but most of us do because we don't know what we're doing. So we bring experts into our life many different ways. And these are some things I learned along the way with purchasing this business. It was listed by a business broker, Neil Isaacs, friend of the show. He was on, he's been on, it's been a while, but Neil's been on. And he's the expert in helping someone sell a business. So when we had questions, we went to Neil. We didn't go to the previous owners, who are wonderful people, and they're helping us on the transition, but we went to the expert to answer the question correctly. Like, what's the business worth? What all comes with it? What's the transition time of a client list? Things like that. So we relied on Neil and Brian, who works for him, to answer those questions for us because we needed very specific information to make our decision. We liked the business from the beginning, but you got to get to the details, and we needed an expert to help us. So then the second expert we went to is our CPA, Ashley. And I think Ashley's been on the show. That's probably, again, this business is built on BNI. All the people we've called are in BNI or have been. And Ashley's a CPA, which I'm not. She's also a bookkeeper, which I'm not. and I had to learn QuickBooks. So I don't know how many of you out there have used QuickBooks. It's relatively manageable once you know it, which I did not. So not only have I been watching hours and hours of tutorials on QuickBooks, I had to start calling them because Ashley's busy right now. January taxes, I get a little bit of her time, but I ask a lot of questions. I need a lot of answers because I need to ask the question so I hear the answer the way I can process it. And this studio here is a perfect example. I can ask Amnon about a piece of equipment in here. He can explain it to me. But if I don't grasp what's being said, I have to ask that question again a different way till I hear what my brain can process. All right, because we're all, can I say we're all quirky, Amnon? And we're all goofy in our own way, but we learn differently. I'm a very visual person. If you want to be a good teacher for me, I need to hold the mouse and click on QuickBooks, and you tell me where to click and why. But if you take the mouse and you start clicking for me, I don't process things that way. I don't see it that way. I don't learn it that way. So the QuickBooks folks are wonderful. I've called their support team already 3 times, 2.5 for real good experiences. Third one was a little iffy, but we had technical issues on the phone. But the first 2 were wonderful. And 2 of the times there was the person in customer support asked if they could dial into my computer so they could get into
Remotely,
it.
yeah.
Get remote access to my computer. Now they didn't do anything. What they did was couple questions I had to ask them, they moved their mouse and an orange square followed where their mouse went. And they said, click this button. They didn't click it. They moved the mouse there and said, here, Mike, this is what you need to click. Here's why, and here's where it's going to take us. And that was huge for me because they were experts. They knew the system, but I needed them to explain it to me how I hear it, not how they know it, right? And eventually the questions, there were fewer and fewer questions, but early on, because I do payroll and billing out of QuickBooks, and payroll is important. I think we can all agree on that. And I got my first payroll done 50%. So I have our employee Shane and I have myself that get paid out of payroll. And thankfully, I did everything right for Shane, and he got his check. And I messed up my stuff because I don't know if you're aware of this, but in your account number to your bank, there's 11 numbers. Things don't go well when you just put 10. Hey, my bank, my account, and I'm putting the information in, and I screwed that up. So that'll tell you how many times I have to ask questions. So I got on the phone with the lady at QuickBooks because what I didn't want to do is delete that. That would make perfect sense. Oh, I'll just delete that and create another one. So payroll was last Friday. I talked to her on Thursday. I knew that Shane's stuff had gone through or was going through because it worked, but I knew my wife and I looked into our account and saw there was an issue. And so I called the lady at QuickBooks and she said, here's what I recommend. Let the money go to the bank. Let the bank realize there's no account number associated with this transaction. Let the bank send it back to QuickBooks. And I get an email saying the transaction didn't work, and then go in and resubmit it. And everything worked like a charm because they knew what they were doing, but they explained it to me the right way. So I know it's a little surprising when you hear, wow, Mike, it's your money, it's your account, and it's for you, and you still messed it up. Absolutely. Not a surprise here. But I relied on them. Could I have gone in and deleted that transaction, put a new one in? She told me yes. It would have been a little clunkier. Probably would have taken another day to get done, but that's not the way she recommended I do it. So now I know. Now I know. And I was on with them another time. We had a list of clients in there, but I needed to import a better list. And I was on the phone with a lady. We had bad phone connection, and we ended up deleting about half of our client list out of QuickBooks. Like, all right, well, so I should have called them Saturday. I didn't. They were closed on Sunday. So I'm like, all right, I got to go figure this out. So I Googled everything I needed. I Googled, and folks, here's the best way to Google something. Google it in your words. Google exactly what you're trying to do. I said, how do I undelete or restore deleted clients in QuickBooks? And here came a couple of videos and some very good explanation on how to do it. Got it done, not a problem. Now I can get back to my billing. But again, I went to experts, A, because I didn't know what I was doing, and B, I clearly showed it when I messed up my own check, but that eventually went through. So my wife was very happy on that. And our CPA can look at QuickBooks for our account. So I don't really need to talk to her a lot. I send her a question. Hey, trying to get this done. Is this the right place? And within 24 hours, she'll pop in, look at it. Yep, looks good. All I need to know. All I need to know, but I'm going to an expert because I didn't play one on TV. I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn. I didn't do any of that, right? Amnon, in your world with computers, I know people call you for these reasons, though, right?
Of course,
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
I mean, that's that. But the thing is, see, you had a backup. I guess the service
Yes.
you're using online. I use
Yeah, we're
the
using
desktop.
QuickBooks Online versus desktop. Yeah.
So I was told from day one, you can tell QuickBooks to back up your stuff every second time,
Yes.
every fifth time,
Yep.
whatever. I was told make it every time. Yeah, and I have backups
Yeah.
out the wazoo, which is
Yes.
better
Oh, you
than
have to, yep.
recreating.
Yep.
So you had a backup, so you restored it.
Yes. Yeah,
Which
so
is
I
great.
got in there, and it was very simple. There was a drop-down box, and it says Make Active.
Mm-hmm.
But I would not have seen that if I didn't Google or find the experts. There's this dude in England, and I wish I've got it bookmarked, but he gives free lessons on working through QuickBooks. That guy is awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but I found that I went on the QuickBooks page because I went online. I clicked on their AI person that you send a question, and they give you stock answers back.
Right.
And it wasn't helping me. I couldn't find what I needed to. Because when I was talking about import, I said, how do I import an Excel spreadsheet of clients? And they sent me a thing back, says, here's how you add a client. I didn't ask that.
Yeah.
I know I'd add an individual client. I needed to bring in a list of a couple hundred people. So,
But you did it.
I got that figured out. Yeah. But it took,
It's fine.
it
That's
took me
how
a
you
lot
learn.
longer
Yeah.
than it needed to.
Yeah.
But as Amnon and I were talking before the show, I have many notes now. Should that happen again,
Yep.
I've got it logged correctly on if this happens or how to do this, how to do that. Yeah.
At least you won't. You will never have to enter the bank account again. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. And see, that's my goal all along, folks, is, and I've managed people and I've run businesses and facilities before. So I have no problem. And I tell my employees this all the time, no problem with you coming to me with any question you need an answer to. Just don't ask me that question on the 7th time. Because if you have to ask me on the 7th time, we got a problem somewhere, either with the way I'm explaining it to you or the way you're processing what I'm explaining to you. And we need to figure that out. But it's important, though, to find the experts to help you. And even if it comes to your house, oh, I've got a leak underneath the crawl space. All right, hang on a sec. That's some costly territory right there if you get down trying it. You may peek at it, and there's like 3 groups of people that peek at that water leak in the crawl space. One is, I've done this before, I can do this. Better be right. The second one is, I need to call somebody. The third one is, let me take a stab at it first, see if I can fix it, which generally costs you more money because you do more damage. So what group are you in out of those 3 when you're like, and there's some things I'll take a stab at if it's not going to cost me any money, but I wasn't about to go in QuickBooks to delete things,
No.
to restore them. I didn't want to do that. And if I needed to wait till this morning, I would have because I could have. But it was Sunday. It's like, you know what? Because some things I do want to know, see if I can figure out. But I don't know about you guys, but I don't mind asking questions. I don't know if you're driving with your spouse and you're lost and both of you know it. I'm good stopping and asking a question because after about 3 minutes of guessing, I'm tired of guessing, tired of driving around, a little wasted time. I'll stop, roll my window down, and said, "Hey, we're looking for 123 Third Street, but I can't seem to find a way to get down Third Street." And they tell you, "Oh, yeah, make a left here and a right there." Great, because I've guessed long enough. So I don't know what you do and how you like to approach things, but
The best way.
after a couple of minutes, I'm done. I need to be where I'm going to be, or I need the answer I need to have. And hiking is fun. Just start walking. It's like you start walking around the neighborhood. How far do you want to walk today? I don't know. Let's just start walking. You know where you're going, but you decide when you want to cut it off. But man, when it comes to technology, Amnon, that just scares it because one keystroke and you can delete or
Yes.
seriously screw up something.
This is why backups are important. And
Yeah,
sometimes a backup doesn't really help you
yeah,
completely
yeah.
because you changed a bunch of things in one session.
Totally screwed it up. Totally
And
screwed that up. Now I had help on that one because I was working with somebody and they took the mouse and they wouldn't give me the mouse, and that's what led to that.
no,
So
well,
that won't happen again. Let
it's
me tell you
fine.
that.
This is how you learn.
Yeah, yeah. But even with my wife, when she showed me something, it's like, all right, hang on a sec, give me the mouse. And she learned early on. She's like, okay. And then but you need to tell me why, because I don't learn anything if you say just click these two and you'll have what you need.
Right.
No. I need to know why I'm clicking those two. Again, so my brain can hear the way my brain needs to hear so I can process the information.
Hmm.
We're all different. And don't feel like don't worry about asking questions because the goal is to get the correct answer. And you may ask 4 questions the first time you're in a system, and then the next time it's 3, and the next time it's 2, and then the next time, Amnon, I click on this third button that says this to get that what I need to, right? And he goes, yeah. And you're going to learn it, but don't be afraid to ask
And
questions.
there's nothing wrong about going again later on when there's something else and ask a question again.
Yes,
And,
ask questions.
that's what those people are sitting there.
Yeah, because the goal is for us to get the answer we need. If they get short with us, that's a them problem.
Yeah.
Right? They're supposed to be there to help, and and I've been on these customer service calls before, and some of the folks are really helpful, but man, do they talk fast because they're fired up helping. They want to get all the information to you, and they know it so well that it's easy for them to talk about it.
So what do you do?
Sometimes I say, Amnon, I appreciate all the help, but if you can help me out here and just kind of slow down a little bit, I
Yep.
need to catch up on some things, but you're explaining it to me, but I just need to slow down here. And I've never had anybody hang up on me or tell
Right.
me, well, that's rude to say, but I just explain, hey, it's working. We just need to slow down a little bit. And they're like, great, not a problem. And then they slow down and I get what I need, but you got to ask for what you want.
Hmm.
And at that point in time, I needed that lady on QuickBooks to slow down. And she slowed down, and the rest of the call was beautiful because I got what I needed. I was able to learn and do that because I needed to learn how to do it, and then I needed to do it. So, and then we have in the home services world, there's a software program called Jobber, Jobber, and that's where you log all your clients, what you did for them, and so you can run all kinds of reports on where, like, you could just track zip codes. What zip code in the triangle do we do the most business in? And it pops up, all the zip codes, but in order. And then you look at the top 4, it's like, wow, we do a lot of business there. Maybe we should go looking for more business there because we're there a lot. So we get efficiency with our truck and our gas mileage instead of just guessing. Oh, yeah, we go anywhere. Technically, many companies in the triangle say that, and they do. But, if you live on the Raleigh-Cary line, you don't necessarily want to drive to Wake Forest for a one-off job if it's not going to be worth the time. So you need to know in these zip codes it's good. So this program called Jobber is really good for us to track what we're doing, who our clients are, and if we're coming to your house to clean your apartment, I'm learning how to get this set up that we can send you a text to say, "Hey, TNT Cleaning is going to be there about noon," because it's hard to give in the cleaning world. It's hard to give a specific time because the job we're coming from may take a little bit longer. So we just tell you around noon, and also a picture of the technician who's coming to do the work at your house. So when somebody knocks on your front door and says, "Hey, I'm here from TNT Cleaning," and you're like, okay, but you get a picture of Mike and there's a knock on the door and you pull up your phone and I look just like the guy on the phone and I got a name tag that says Mike, chances are good, and my truck's logoed, chances are good I'm the guy that's supposed to be coming to your house cleaning your carpet, or Shane or whoever. So I like that about Jobber. But again, I've had to learn Jobber. I got a Jobber coach that she and I have already talked 3 times as I learned this, because I've never been on Jobber. I've seen QuickBooks. I've never seen Jobber. So I've got to, again, transfer a client list. I've got to get them coded commercial or residential, and we do apartment work as well. So now I got 3 codings: commercial, residential, apartments. So I have to get all our clients loaded that way. And then when Shane's in the truck and I'm not, I'm at a networking event or I'm home or I'm at the office, and somebody calls, "Hey, any chance you can swing by and help us today?" Go straight to Jobber, look at the schedule. He and I can both look at the same thing. We see the same thing. I'll get better at saying yes or no. He can say it instantly because he's been doing this 20 years. But those type of things. But I've been on the phone with the Jobber folks, and thankfully, one of the reasons why we got Jobber is because it talks to QuickBooks. It integrates with QuickBooks, and that's a wonderful thing because I'm at I think I'm at about 8% of knowledge of using both of those as I can. So, and I'll learn more.
You probably need
Yeah.
to know Jobber better
Oh,
than
yeah.
QuickBooks.
Yeah.
QuickBooks is the financial.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything runs through Jobber
Yeah.
because then, QuickBooks can read yeah.
Right.
So, but they do talk, but that's one of the reasons why we got that is because they do talk.
And the reports, like you said,
Yeah.
these are important, and
Yeah.
QuickBooks will not do that for you.
No.
It's not made for
Now,
it.
but you got to know your business. So you have to know where you're going. You have to know where you're making your money, because it might be wonderful to drive to Chapel Hill, but it's a $55 job. It's going to take round trip. It's going to be 74 minutes and wear and tear on the truck. Is that worth it? Or do you wait and say, "Hey, Mike, we're going to be in your area Thursday. Can we schedule something Thursday?"
Right.
So now I'm going to Chapel Hill for 2 jobs instead of 1. But you got to run your reports. You got to know your schedule and things like that on where you do and don't want to go. It's not we don't want to go there. It's just, it's a long drive for a $55 or $85 job. If you're driving somewhere for $1,500 and a couple hours of work, okay, I'll drive a little further. I love the question, what's your coverage area? And the answer always is, how big's the job? Because some people would drive to Goldsboro for the right job. Well, I've got a realtor friend, got a listing in Goldsboro, really nice house. Guess how long it decided to take her to make that decision to drive to Goldsboro to look at that house?
Wow.
Not long.
Right.
Not long at all. So, yes, which again goes back to, we can all be bought. We can all be bought. Somebody hasn't offered us an embrace yet. So, but again, going back to the business, though, you got to know that. You got to know that on, is it worth the drive? But you got to track stuff so you know where your money's coming and where you're spending your money. So, and I've also had to take carpet cleaning classes so I can get licensed, so I can get certified as an IICRC carpet technician. Got to learn that too. I can vacuum with anybody, but you got to learn different carpets, nylon versus, there's 50 that they brought up. I got to go back and look. I got to take that test next weekend. But those type of things. We're at a water extraction job on this past Saturday. and you got to know what you're doing. You can't just go in there and suck up the water because it helps to get excess water out of the carpet, but that doesn't dry the carpet. So you got to put dehumidifiers down or air movers, fans basically, but they're bigger and better. Air movers down to dry that out because you got to get it dried out quickly. And no, an oscillating fan will not dry your carpet, so don't
No.
put it on your carpet because it doesn't stay focused on an area. That's what's drying your carpet, not this cool fan that goes back and forth and doesn't stay focused on your carpet. So don't ever let anybody put an oscillating fan on your carpet to dry it out because it's just not going to do it. But those type of things to learn. And Shane's the expert. Glad he came over with the business. Wonderful guy, real good at what he does. But I ask him when I ride in the truck with him, he gets peppered with questions. Why do we do that? You know, our machine needs water. The our truck mounted machine needs water, so we have to feed it water. We had to tap into the hose, tap into the spigot at the house, keep water running through the machine so it wouldn't clog up and stop working. We didn't use a lot, but I learned we need to make sure there's always water coming through there. So those type of things. So, anyways, I just wanted to share that with everyone. Plus, I always like coming here on Mondays and talking and feel like we help some, whether it's just entertaining or educating. But find some experts that are going to help you. Experts, some you may have to pay, some you don't have to. But it's been a lot of fun. Looking forward to growing this carpet cleaning business. But I still got 1,000 more questions for everybody, and I just tell people up front, it's like, look, I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions, and that's up to you to decide if you want part of that or not. So,
Well,
because
you
I know people call you, and you a lot of times have to explain
right. I mean,
really
I
technical
like to
stuff.
explain.
You
Some
do,
people say, "Look, I don't want to know.
yeah.
Can you just do it?"
Just push the button.
So and they have to bring the computer over,
Yeah,
and I'll do it for them.
yeah,
Yeah, but I like to show them how to do it.
yeah,
It makes a whole lot more sense because
yeah,
many times it's so simple. Look, you don't need to break away from your business and bring the computer when you can do it.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Because most of the stuff is easy for us to do. We just, if we've never done it before, we just don't know.
right.
And again, my goal is to have you teach me once. I write everything down as I need to read it. And hopefully I don't have to call you again. But I know if I have to call you again, you knew I was probably going to call you again. And you'll help me because I'm nice. I'm nice on the phone.
Yeah.
I thank them a lot and I appreciate that. I always get their name, always give good reviews. Always give good reviews. If you get on the phone with somebody and they're really helpful, those take a minute. Do that. It matters to them because they helped you and their boss needs to know they're really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just generally say, experience was very helpful to me. Amnon answered all my questions. And sometimes I'll put in there, we weren't able to resolve the problem today, which is self-inflicted. I hit something I shouldn't have, but we will finish it tomorrow. So I'll even put that down so their boss can read that and realize why it wasn't resolved today. But yeah, if somebody does that good work for you and you have to answer 2 or 3 questions, put in there, Mike was really good. He answered my questions. He explained it to me how I could understand it. And now I got my problem solved. Just do that because it's the right
That's
thing to do.
important.
Yeah, it's just the right thing to do. It's not like you leaving them a $20 tip. Doesn't cost you anything but maybe 2 minutes out of your life. And it's the right thing to do for them because they really help. Anything else to add?
Well, I mean, no, are you done about the?
Experts, because you are an expert. People, you get
No,
some,
I
you
mean,
get some.
you've been telling people about me again and again and again and again
Yeah,
that Amnon was in BNI.
yeah,
Amnon was in BNI. Amnon was in BNI.
was.
Well, things are changing.
Yay for me. I'm the big winner in all this. Yep. So we
So,
are, Mary Stocks, who owns Simply Done Concierge, she and I have been friends for a long, long time, and we've been wanting to start our own chapter. She's in a situation with her new business to do that, and I'm now in a situation with the new carpet cleaning business, TNT Carpet Cleaning, by the way, to do that. And we wanted to find people that we wanted to be with every week. And this guy here, Amnon, second call I made, called my insurance guy, called the insurance guy the first one because I knew he wanted back in. Amnon and I had to work on a little bit, but yeah, we're getting him back in BNI. He's got a shower and shave on Tuesday mornings. We meet at 8:15 on Tuesday mornings at the Farm Bureau office at 5211 Western Boulevard. Come visit us. We're a lot of fun, but we mean business. We're here to help. And so I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's a commitment.
Yep.
It's not just a
Yep.
social
Yep.
club. You know,
Yep.
I mean, it's business, and
But
you're going there to.
It's especially beneficial when you get to help and work with friends. It just is. It just is. You know, you enjoy their company, you learn something from them, you like being around them, and you truly want to help them with their business. So we're glad that Amnon wants to be part of our team.
Yeah, that's the whole idea behind BNI.
Yep. So we've got 9, I think we're probably at 9 officially unofficial people that will end up joining, being approved and join. We need to get to 20. But yeah, if you've got somebody in a business looking to grow it, 5211 Western Boulevard, Farm Bureau office, Tuesday mornings at 8:15. Don't be late. We don't judge people, but I might mock you for being late because that's just what I do.
And you can come visit.
You don't even have to join.
Right.
I'm not even asking you to join. You just come visit, see if it's something that's worth your while. I've been at BNI long enough that, excuse me, usually what's supposed to happen does. When somebody comes to visit, if they're supposed to be in that chapter, they figure it out pretty quick. So we're not making a join. You don't have to bring any money. Just come visit, see if it's worth it to you. See who's in the room. See if it's worth it to you or your business, somebody you may know that owns a business, been looking to grow it. Hey, I'm carpet cleaner. Amnon is cybersecurity, internet service provider. Mary, Simply Done Concierge. We'll have a realtor. We'll have a home and auto insurance agent. We'll have a financial advisor. We've got a dog trainer. We'll have a restoration seat. We'll have a plumber in there. So all kinds of businesses, large, small. Amnon's a solopreneur. He's just one. We got people in there, probably 5 or 6 employees. Doesn't matter. We just want to meet people that want to grow their business and like being part of a team and helping. So I'm very excited about this group. I'm so glad you're going to be part of it.
Me too.
So glad. So, all right, folks. So thank you for the time again today. Hope you got a nugget, but find the people that can help you get the answers you need to speed up your process. Unless you are bound and determined, I don't care if it takes me till May, I'm going to figure it out. And I tip my hat to you. I don't understand why you take that attitude and process, but I tip my hat to you because you probably do figure it out, and that's how you learn. And if that's how you learn, that's the only way to do it, because you got to find the way you learn. I'm a very visual person. I don't do well with audiobooks. When I go walking, I listen to a podcast for pure enjoyment. I don't go walking, listen to a podcast because I got to take notes. So I'm not going to remember everything. So I don't, when I'm listening to a podcast, it is just for 100% entertainment. If I want to know something more about it, I will come home. I will put my earbuds in, and I'll get a notebook and a pen, and I'll take a bunch of notes. So however you learn, that's the best way for you to learn. But go find people that can help you reach the goals you want to. And so anyways, we will see everybody next time on Triangle BNI.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section at nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by StreamingGear.com and DeltaForce.net.